Genghis Khan and his successors conquered more land in the 13th and 14th centuries than any other army, before or since. The Mongol hordes swept across Asia and Eastern Europe, conquering the Khwarezmid Empire, parts of China, Persia, and Russia, before finally meeting their match at the gates of Vienna. So how did they do it? How did a bunch of nomadic tribes from the Mongolian steppe conquer so much land? And why did they stop at Vienna? If you want to find out how Genghis Khan built his empire, stay tuned for the next few minutes. After his people united under his banner, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the prosperous trading cities of the Khwarezmid Empire. His army swept through Central Asia, smashing the remnants of the Western Shah and taking over his empire. To put it mildly, Genghis was not subtle about his desire to conquer the rest of the world. He sent letters to various rulers saying, "Submit to me, and I'll be lenient. Resist, and I'll be harsh." Most everyone did resist, and most everyone got crushed. Genghis was a brilliant military leader, and his armies were incredibly disciplined and well-trained. They used psychological warfare, feigned retreats, and even biological weapons to great effect. Under his successors, the Mongols would go on to conquer even more land, taking over all of northern China, much of Persia, and even parts of Eastern Europe. But despite their military genius, there were some places the Mongols could not conquer. But before we get into why, if you're enjoying this video, stay tuned for more fun history facts every day. The Mongol hordes reached their furthest western point in Eastern Europe around 1241 when they invaded. The campaign was led by the brothers of the Great Khan, Monkey, Guyuk, and Batu. Their army swept across Poland, defeating the Polish forces at the Battle of Kalka River and sacking the city of Kiev before heading west. Bata then laid siege to the city of Vienna, but was unable to take it. There are a few reasons for this. First, the Viennese had prepared well for the siege, and were able to keep the Mongol army at bay for some time. Second, the Mongols were not able to fully commit to the siege, because they were expecting reinforcements from the east. But these reinforcements never came because the Great Khan, Monkey, died in 1259, and the new Khan, Kublai, was more interested in conquering China than in continuing the westward expansion. Third, the European allies of the Mongols, specifically the Cumans, were defeated by the Russians, which cut off the Mongol supply lines. Finally, the Mongols may have simply been exhausted after decades of war and conquest. By the 13th century, the Mongol hordes had already conquered much of Asia and Eastern Europe. Perhaps they were just tired of fighting. In any case, the Mongols never did successfully conquer Vienna, and in the years since, historians have debated why. Some say it was because the Mongols were simply too strong, and that if they had kept pushing, they would have eventually taken the city. Others say it was because the Mongols were already exhausted and had no stomach for more fighting. Still others say it was because the Mongols didn't have the resources or manpower to sustain a long siege. Whatever the reason, the Mongols never did take Vienna, and it remains one of the great what-if questions in history. What if the Mongols had pushed on and conquered Europe? Would things be different today? It's me. This has been the channel. If you want to learn more about the Mongols, stay tuned for more information.